Fezzy, do you like sliders? Yeah, Fez likes sliders. Okay, we're back. Okay, this is Baltimore, late night Baltimore show, and we're talking about Miami is 5-3. They just came off a win against the Lions. Tua's back, all healthy. The Ravens, they're 5-3. They beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last Thursday, and they're getting their health back, and they made some big trades. So Fez, start us out with what did Miami do for trades? Go.
The trade deadline, Miami picked up Bradley Chubb, outside linebacker for the pass rusher for the Denver Broncos, a excellent pass rusher, and they also picked up Jeff Wilson Jr. from the 49ers. So he's going to be he already knows, he's worked with Mike McDaniel with the 49ers. He knows the system. So they Chase Edmonds is out now because he was not, he didn't fit with the system really. He only had 120.
Who was the other
yards.
trade?
Oh, the other trade was, as far as the Dolphins. Dolphins, Bradley Chubb, he's a excellent outside linebacker. So that's going to be a big. That Miami might be able to get a pass rush with only 4 front linemen.
So what do you rate the Miami's trade? They gave up a lot, right, or not?
They gave up their first round pick here.
And what's your assessment summary of their season so far?
Summary is that Tua's there, Super Bowl contenders. Tua's not there, losing record.
This podcast was saying that first before all the bandwagon people jumped on.
Yeah, we knew how talented Tua was and the skills he had. He's actually leading the NFL in quarterback rating, and he
especially if he has those when he got those great receivers. Also, what is Miami ranked in if they did when they do the standings, even though it's only mid-season?
5-3 and third in the division.
Yeah, so it looks like still Kansas City and Buffalo. Buffalo mostly, then Kansas City, but then Miami's in the mix as as good as anybody else. So what about Baltimore? What trades did Baltimore make?
You get the Chicago Bears' best player and if he stays healthy, very much a future Hall of Famer, and then Roquan Smith, who leads the NFL, all NFL players and tackles this year. He's a complete player.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh no. Then
Ray Lewis in that kind of mold.
Yeah, they need defense.
He's a Raven
because they have the
He's
a
Raven.
Defense in the league.
He's going to play like a Raven.
Okay, and so what do you grade the Ravens trade worth this year?
A+.
So Miami and Baltimore, really, seriously, not just because of this podcast, were the two big teams in the news for positive trades. The Ravens are 5-3, right, and then they're going to play the Saints, and then they get a bye, so they get a long time for resting up. Since that Tampa Bay game, they were like only one game in like 3 weeks. And what are they in the AFC standings? They're first in the AFC North.
They're first in the AFC North.
So we're at the half, and I give my Baltimore's grade B because Lamar still is coming back to playing well, and they went on the road. What do you give Miami's season so far in total?
Well, with Tua, they're in every game that Tua has started and finished, they're 5-0, and games he had, they're 0-3. So it goes from A+ to an F.
Okay, so that's the podcast. But I'm never wearing this blazer again because it kind of makes me. If I was wearing a green shirt, I would look like Frankenstein. So that's the end of this blazer. But our podcast is right. Most listen to our podcast because really we are more correct than the so-called big shots.
We bring you more insight than these places like ESPN who change every week of what they think about players. They're all down. Tool thought he was terrible. Now they're on the Tool bandwagon saying he's a elite quarterback now. That's a big change.
Yeah. Next podcast, we'll give you our top picks for point spreads and tell you what we think will happen in the Miami and Baltimore games. Okay, we'll all see you to that episode. That's our next episode. Okay, have a great night.